Greg over at DIY RV and Home Campers Life. Today, I'm throwing away the keys to our trailer. Well, sorta. What I'm doing is I'm going to be installing a keyless entry lock from Elite RV Security. Now they sent this out for us to go ahead and install, do some testing, and give you my honest review on. So, we're going to do this in kind of 3 segments on this video. First segment, I'm going to just show you what comes with it. I don't normally like doing unboxes, but I want to show you what's in the box. Number 2, we're going to do the install. And then number 3, we're going to actually do the programming and everything like that to get it set up. So down in the timeline, you'll have some cuts that you can jump to if you just want to check out the install or the programming of it. All right, so what is in this box? Well, you are going to get a very easy to read and full-size manual on how to install, program, and utilize, along with some troubleshooting. You've got your warranty card, all the necessary screws and strike plates, 2 different size gaskets, alcohol prep if needed, a screwdriver, both Phillips and flat blade, small. That is a nice little extra right there. Of course, they do call it keyless, but it does have a set of keys just in case. Let me pull this out of the package real quick. You get the lock assembly, 2 key fobs, and finally, you get needed batteries, AA batteries, to get this thing in operation. So now, on to the install. So like I said, first thing you need is a screwdriver. Depending on what type of screws you got. Mine are number 2, so I've got a number 2 Phillips screwdriver here. And we're going to go ahead and release the 4 screws here, along with the 2 right here. Okay, now with all the screws removed, you can go ahead and start. Take the inside off, and then you'll just have to kind of pull it out a little bit on the outside, and then just work it out. There we go. This little part right here wanted to catch. Didn't want to release, but we got her out. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and separate the 2 pieces of the new lock. Okay, we've got it undone. Now we're going to go ahead and take that screwdriver that came with the kit, and we're going to release the 2 screws holding the battery cover. Now with the cover off, we're going to take the 4 brand new batteries that we got, and we'll insert them in the proper orientation. Now we'll go ahead and put the cover back on. Now we got the batteries installed, the cover back on. Set this off to the side for a second. So now with the outside part of the lock, we're going to go ahead and set it into place and check to see what seal we need. Now, I know that we can use the small seal on ours because there's no graphics. What the large seal is designed for is if there's any spots where graphics are cut, or there's any lines or anything like that that you want to hide because the old lock fit a little different, then you can use the larger one to help cover that up. But let's go ahead and just test fit this. All right, so you saw all the kind of fumbling around I did, making sure it fit, and come to find out that there was an insert inside the door cavity that was stopping the lock from being able to go in completely. It just came out, and I was able to put the outside handle in. Check to make sure that there was no issues with me just leaving this out. So I'm leaving this out. And we know that this fits. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the gasket, and we're going to take the smaller one and put onto the outside lock and start the install. This larger one, again, like I said, if there was any scratches or decals that were kind of goofy, that would have been eyesore after this was installed, you can use this. This one would be actually attached to the door and then the lock put in place. But this one right here, which you're going to just attach to the outside handle. We'll go ahead and take the backing off of it. And go ahead and put it in its position. So once you get it where you want it, go ahead and just kind of firmly press it in. Make sure that it's in position proper. Now let's go ahead and put the exterior handle on, and we want to make sure that we protect the wires, that we don't get them pinched in the door, in the mortise or anything like that when we're putting it in. And that'll be the one for the PC board, along with your antenna for your key fobs. And just nice and easy, rotate it in place. Once it's in, we're going to go ahead and put the new mortise plate on, along with using the screws that came with the kit. A little bit of pressure on the outside latch will help to allow you to get those screws started easier. And nice and so we're gonna just lightly tighten them, because we want to finish putting everything else together, get it all bolted up, make sure everything looks good before we cinch everything down. So now once you've got your exterior handle on and your two screws into your mortise plate to hold it in place, we're going to go ahead and take the screws, the two screws that you took out initially to separate the two halves, along with the other two that are in the parts kit, and we're going to attach this. Now, of course, I got a little bit of wind going now, so that might be fun. So we're going to go ahead and hook up the wires together. We just heard a series of beeps, so we know that its batteries are in properly. We know it's communicating. So now it's just a matter of putting the wires in to where they're not going to get pinched when we screw stuff together. They do say that you can put some tape over the actual interior handle latch to keep it from moving, because you want it in the closed position when you do attach it. And also you need to make sure that you reference your lock for your deadbolt, the manual lever, when you do that also. So we're going to put this all together, and we're in the unlock position. Take your time. Make sure, as you can see right there, I'm rotating the lock, the deadbolt, and it's moving, so we know that that's in position properly. And now we can see that the actual latch is moving right there. Oops. So we know that's in place properly. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is take the screws and start installing them. Again, we're going to go snug but not tight, and try not to do that, because then you have to start all over from 0. So there we go. Okay, I just double checked to make sure the deadbolt was moving. Once I get this screw in, I'll get a second one in. We'll chest function, make sure that those two move. Put the rest of the screws in and tighten it up. Light snug, light snug. So we've got that working, and we've got our deadbolt working. So let's go ahead and put the other two in. Okay, we've got them on, we've got them lightly snugged. We're checking operation of the latch itself, interior and exterior side. Make sure that both of them work smoothly. We're going to try our lock, our deadbolt. Make sure that works. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and test the lock. So we're going to hit the lock and the deadbolt. You heard the beeps and the deadbolt came out. So now we're going to unlock it, and it's got the basic program 1, 2, 3, 4 that comes with it. Hit the unlock button. We've unlocked, so we know that it's working. Check function there again. We'll hit lock again, hold it for 2 to 3 seconds. It's locked. 3, 4, unlock. We're unlocked. Okay, so we know that it is working. Let's go ahead and grab a key fob and see if we need to program them. So we're going to hit lock. It was, if you can see it, it locked, unlocked, so we know that that one works. Grab the next one. Always test everything. These feel like nice, oops, key fobs. They've got a little bit of weight to them. So it's got kind of like a metal frame and some plastic insert. Let's try this one. Lock. Unlock. All right. Then they also did say that if the old striker plate does not look like the new striker plate, they want you to install a new striker plate. But we're going to go ahead and leave ours in place because that's the one that came with it, and it looks proper. So we're going to try shutting the door, see how it works. Okay, so we had a nice shut. Let's try locking. Okay, so we've got the lock, and it's not letting us open it. so it's locked. So I lied. I wasn't going to change it out, but I'm going to change it out. I think that this might have just a scooch more adjustment. And I had to do some adjustments to the striker plate when we got the trailer, just because of how the door was installed. So I'm at my max adjustment, that the one direction. So we're going to try their plate and see if it brings it out just a little bit. Okay, there it is. Let's try it again. Lock it. There it is. Lock itself is working great. Let's go ahead and unlock. And we've got some keys. Again, we're trying all aspects of it. So let's do the keys. Oh, let's go that direction. Okay, the handle's locked. Let's unlock it real quick. And deadbolt's locked. So we know that both locks work. Now, unlike your old keys for your trailer, these keys are just kind of like an automotive key. They can go either direction. So you're not having to remember which way to stick the key in anymore if you need to use the keys. They recommend, and I always recommend, take one, have a set hidden in the glove box of your trailer, or excuse me, of your truck, and then have your other set, your main set. Reason is just in case something happens to that other set. And same thing with your key fobs. Let's unlock that top. The handle itself. We've already unlocked the deadbolt. Nice. Let's lock it. Unlock it. So now that we've tested every aspect of it, I'm going to take my screwdriver, I'm going to come back in, and I'm going to tighten these up a little bit more snug. Don't over tighten them, but we want to make sure that they are tight. And while you're doing that, at the same time, test the operation of everything. Make sure it still works, that it's not binding. And as you see, we're still sucking in on the backside. And we still got work. Check the exterior, make sure everything feels good. Let's go ahead and tighten up these ones. Okay, I feel happy with that. Now periodically, let's go ahead and tighten these up again. You know, just take a screwdriver and just double check it every now and then. And I'll make sure that they're tight. Also, because I didn't explain it earlier, right back here is your on-off for your key fob, also for learning new fobs. We'll show that in a second. But so you can turn that off if you didn't want to use the key fobs. If you wanted to just only use the keyless remote and the keys. So as you can see, nothing's operating now. We can hear it beep and we see it operation. So here we go. Shut real nice and easy. We're going to press and hold the lock button for 2 to 3 seconds. Heard the audible, and I can hear it go. It's locked. All right, now that we've got the lock installed and we know it works properly, we've got everything tightened up, it's time to do some programming. Let's change that code first So to change it, we're just going to press and hold the 8 for about 5 seconds. You'll hear 2 beeps. And then we're going to go ahead and enter our old code, which right now is 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's hit the lock. You hear a double beep. Now we're going to go ahead and enter our new code. This is just for video. We're doing 8, 7, 6, 5. Hit the lock. It did a double beep. Now we're going to go 8, 6, 7, 5. Confirm our code. And we're listening for 3 beeps now. Now 3 beeps are there. It has said that it learned the new code and it accepted it. So let's make sure that the door's locked. Now that we've got the door locked, let's see if it works. So 8, 7, 6, 5, unlock. I heard it unlock, and I also heard the audible. So it's unlocked. Now let's go ahead and lock it. I hear it locked. You got the audible. There it is. Let's try it again. 8, 7, 6, 5, unlock. All right, programmed. All right, now we're going to take a look at programming the key fob. This is if for some reason you had to do a hard reset on the lock itself and you need to train the lock to the key fobs, or if you got an extra one or a replacement key fob. So first thing we're going to do is you want to make sure that the switch is in the on position for the key fob learn. You're going to press using a paper clip or a small, like I'm using a toothpick. So you're going to want to press the little button inside, and then you're going to want to press the lock button for up to 3 seconds. And once you hear the lock cycle, you'll get an audible. It'll say it's programmed and it's learned. Go ahead and test, and your fob is now programmed to your lock. How to change the volume. Okay, so we're going to press and hold number 1 for 5 seconds. We just heard it. Now we just repeat the step. Pressing 1, changed. Now that's on silent. There we go. And again, we're going to silent. We're on silent. I think I'm going to go try and leave it on the real low volume. We'll try that out and see how that works. And again, real simple. We can just press that button just to set it. As far as troubleshooting, make sure you hang on to your manual, because in the back there is some troubleshooting guides. Also, you can get a hold of the Elite RV Security by going to their website or catching them on Facebook and leaving them a message. They'll get back to you. They are really prompt on getting back to it. It's actually a couple that is full-time that own the company. There it is. I mean, really, it wasn't too awful bad to install. You know, most of the corks are going to be specifically related to the trailer that I have. But we've tested it. Smooth operation on the lock. On the actual handles, real nice and smooth. Oops. Deadbolt's in the way. Let's unlock it. Now let's shut it. Nice, easy shut. Lock. And this locks just the deadbolt, which is the way the other ones, your standard assemblies work too. So let's try. It's locked. And again, that right there is partially due to my trailer having a little bit of bow to it. But other than that, smooth operation. Now let's unlock it. Just a push of the button. There it is. I'm gonna let this plane go by. What can you do? It's called recording outside, in town, well, even in the country, you know. You saw it, what came in with the box, the install of it on my trailer, and also how to program it and use it. This thing operates so nice, smooth. I know we're gonna love it. There is a link in the description below where you can find these on Amazon. Also a link to their website so you can go directly to them. Now, if you did get something out of this video, please hit the like button, subscribe and share, and until the next one, happy camping.